Hey, Rob Pincus here, and this week I'm coming in for the tour update from what appears to be the Dagobah system, somewhere in the Star Wars universe. This is actually the home range of Mike Hughes, the developer of the SIRT Pistol Next Level Training, and we're out here today. We're going to do an advanced pistol ending class, but one of the things we're going to do that's pretty interesting today is we're going to do what Mike refers to as an uncalibrated drill. So he asked me this morning, these guys have been through CFS training, obviously these guys are great shooters, what drill can we do that is unique and really will test our abilities, kind of where were we last time we left off? Well, for an advanced student like these guys are, I love coming out and just jumping right into a figure eight drill. When we're out here on the PDN training tour, we really have to be open to whoever shows up on the class, right? We may have someone who's literally shot 10 rounds out of their gun, or we may have military special operations guys come into a class like we did last Saturday down in Portland when we were doing an extreme close quarters tactics course. We're in that environment. We might have somebody who's a great martial artist and great with their elbows and their knees. We may have somebody who's very uncomfortable being in physical contact with another person and has never been through any of that training. So today is a pretty unique day. Not only is it Mike Hughes' birthday, but for me it's kind of cool to be out here with some very experienced shooters that I know we can throw a lot of different things on. Now the tour is coming to an end. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest. Normally we would be ending the tour right now, but because of the Alaska trip that's going to come up and we're going all the way into August this year, I'm actually going to fly back to the East Coast. I'm going to be part of the Shooting Industry Masters event. ICE Training Company is a platinum sponsor this year. It's a great event. A lot of good people from the industry will be there. I'll be teaching a class in New Jersey. There's actually still a couple slots left in that class. Then I'm going to fly back down to Florida and do some Gander Mountain Academy broadcast classes. We're going to do the counter ambush lectures. We're also going to do one of the dynamic home defense handgun classes. So that's going to be really awesome. We got 6 locations around the country. We do the broadcast classes. You can learn more about that at Gander Mountain Academy's website, or of course at personaldefensenetwork.com. There's still plenty of time left in the tour, so we've got a lot of updates coming. We're going to talk a lot more about our sponsors and things like that. But today, I want you to take a look at exactly what we're going to do with this figure eight drill. Now, if you followed Personal Defense Network, if you followed Combat Focus Shooting and my training programs, you're probably familiar with the figure eight drill already. The figure eight drill is one of our evaluatory drills. We want to see if our students can apply the things they've been learning to do in isolation in a more realistic context. So what we've got is a series of targets spread out here. We've got 2 markers we're going to put out here. We're going to move in a figure eight. One of the students will be moving in a figure eight, and then they'll get their command to react. We always do a startle reaction in this kind of a counter ambush drill. They will react. They will get their gun to the ready position. They will find the number or letter that indicates what their target is, and then they will engage the target. And something I've done today, I don't normally do this, but there's huge intellectual value to it. I get it. The idea of bowing a target out to create a 3-dimensional surface. This was first shown to me many, many years ago by Louis Auerbach, who our community lost recently. Truly one of the pioneers of the first generation of defensive training instructors in our industry. He was a friend. The way he ran his business, the way he lived his life, the way he taught, the way he innovated and kind of did what he thought was right for his students, definitely was inspirational and serves as a bit of a mentorship to me as I came into this industry. You can go back and read every great thing he ever wrote at SWAT Magazine, in the back page is there. Just a really great guy, and kind of a tribute to him. We're bowing some of our paper targets out today to create that 3-dimensional surface. So, we always think about shooting into the center of the target, but if I'm over here and we think about shooting into the center of the target, we see that it's really just going to skimp across the front of this target, and we probably want to come in a little deeper. And in the figure eight drill, the students will be moving around, so this target will give us an ability to evaluate those angles. Meanwhile, check out all the great information at personaldefensenetwork.com. I'm also going to put up the website for Next Level Training and for the SIRT pistols. If you aren't familiar with them, go check their stuff out. And of course, Mike Hughes is a contributor to Personal Defense Network, so you can see his videos. We got a lot of video clips of his on there, and of course, we've got a couple DVDs we did with him as well. 8! So much better. 6! Let's take that as a talking point, Mike. So everybody, I mentioned Mike Hughes earlier. Here he is. Let's take that as a talking point, because this is one of the things we get a lot on the internet, right? People say, well, if you're not running timers, how can you put any value to it, right? You got to have a timer. You got to test it. You got to evaluate. You got to quantify. One of the things that I always say is that you can't. You looked for the 6, right? So you're in a mall. Shot goes off. Something's going on. You go to a ready position, but you don't see an immediate threat. You know something's going on. How do we time how long it takes you to see the 6, right? What was going through your mind as you were looking for the 6?
Just pattern recognition, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And as we talked about, just doing that leap, like, okay, 6 is bad. shoot 6. So the connection being, of course, if someone saw a gun or something crazy like that.
Perfect, because that's what we're looking for. Processing information prior to or concurrent with the execution of the motor skill. So not a choreographed drill where you know you're going to turn around and shoot the 6. Right. But instead, it's like, I got to find a 6, and when I find a 6, that's the stimulus to act. Cool.
You know, Rob, one other thing I just point, if it's appropriate, is one thing I do like about this drill with the 6 and what have you is, of course, we want to drive our motor skills into subconscious competence. And I do think you're onto something by processing, I guess, the upper brain, the recognition brain, something else. So the motor neuron skills of like shoot and then draw and then extend and all that might drive into subconscious competence quicker.
Sure.
Because you're kind of distracted, so to speak, by finding the threat. And so
that is the exact goal. Yeah, that is the exact goal, is that through this kind of repetition of processing information with the skill, it becomes subconscious, because that's the whole point of subconscious competency, is that you want to be able to execute the skill while your brain is doing something else. Well, we're doing it here on the range more often and faster. Earlier. Cool.
Like
Let's
it.
go again.
Square root of 100. That 3D target is cool.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Headshot! All right, cool. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at how this 3D target works, right? And this is the idea, as you know, Louis explained it in a lot of his classes, obviously, and to us. In fact, it was even part of a SWAT magazine TV episode. You know, the idea is you ended up on this side of the target. So shooting in this angle and coming into the target this way is what makes sense. And this three-dimensional presentation obviously, you know, kind of drew you into that. And clearly you started off center and then drifted over here, which is exactly where you would want to go through what would be the high center chest, that center mass area. As we take a look at the rest of the targets, obviously, you know, Mike Hughes is a great shooter, so we expect the shooting to be good. How about that process of square root of 100 in the brain instead of 10?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's I like that, and as I noted, it's almost fun, if I can not misuse the word,
Right, sure.
fun in this environment, to kind of challenge yourself, get some processing going, and see how the mechanics are, how subconscious they truly are.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking square root. Did he say square or square root, or is it 1,000? It must be 10 because I didn't quite hear you right. So yeah, 10 is our second 10. You shoot it, and then in the meantime, you're looking at the target, and this is brilliant too. I gotta say, I like it because you point up on it, you get a sense of the depth, which we lose, which is flat paper, and so it does just, I think, drive into that 3D realm of identifying and again pointing, you know, press, send rounds into something that's not flat paper.
Cool. Happy birthday, man. Thanks for sharing some range
All right,
time
bud.
with me.
Good stuff,
Always
man.
good to see you.
Great drill.
Check out more stuff from me and Mike at Personal Defense Network.